What is up, everybody? Or I should say, what is up, YouTube? Happy Monday. Today is October 18th, and we're going to go through another live market analysis for today. Awesome. So hope you all had an amazing weekend. So not really much happened from GJ from based on what we were looking at Friday. And we kind of talked about this, just being that, we were, Fridays are usually like ranging market days. Usually nothing really happens. There's not much volume to push a pair like GJ at the times that we trade on Fridays, just because if you think about it, like both, Great Britain pound and the Japanese yen, like their markets are usually closed at like the time that I trade. Or I mean, I shouldn't say that they're all the way closed because London, the Great Britain pound market is still open, but it's coming to a close. So if there's not any news at the end of the week, it's likely not going to push price in a direction. So as you can see, we kind of saw that happen. So let's just go ahead and remove everything and we'll get another top-down analysis going. So the daily is, still looking really, really bullish as far as GJ. And let's just see if there's like any rejection points. So it looks like we have like this traffic zone dating back to, wow, 2016. So we'll go ahead and just put this in here as potential place of rejection based on the daily. And just because, there's nothing in the recent, chart, if you look at it in the daily. So if you look at, and basically what I mean by this, let me explain this, is if you look at like kind of like this frame right here on the daily chart, you can't see, there's nothing here to go back on based on history and this price point, like the next closest price that you see is this 155.863. So let's go into the 4 hour, and you kind of see that we're in a little range here on the 4 hour. So we'll go ahead and mark this up just based on recent support and resistance. And like I said, we're just looking at like a range here, and I'm actually going to shift this to be here because as you notice, this candle hasn't closed yet. So I don't really want to mark it up as like it's a confirmed support without this candle closing bullish, the way it is. Cool. And we'll just go ahead and take it down to the 30 minutes. So one thing to note here is 4 hour and daily are both bullish. So buys are going to be definitely in the favor, which, if you watch the history, we've been looking at buys for some time now. Cool. So I'm going to adjust these zones. Actually, I'm going to leave the zones marked up the way they are just to dictate, 4 hour, support and resistance. But I'm also going to add in kind of these zones here. And basically what this just kind of like tells me like mentally is, we're kind of in a big range here across all time frames. Really the only one that we're not in the range in is the daily. And it's just because we haven't had a bearish candle close yet. But yeah, so this is probably what I'm going to look for here in GJ. Sells below here. And, obviously, like I'd mentioned, I prefer buys. But obviously, we can only trade with what we got in front of us. So cool. This is what I'm going to be looking for here on GJ. Buys above here, 157, 360 area. Sells below here, 157, 720. And, at this point, like, sells, this is definitely valid because, the 4 hour will be bearish, and the daily will definitely be bearish at that point, and buys above, both will be correlating in that direction as well. So yeah, perfect. Let's go ahead and go to gold. So gold, gold made a little move based on what we were looking at from Friday. Actually, no, it really didn't. It just kind of, it made this close below. It, as you can see, it broke the low here. So this candle right here actually broke the low of the previous one right there. So I was actually anticipating it to come down into this zone, which, as you can see, it didn't make it down that far. Like that would have been, 1757 or so, and it only made it to 1765. So it literally just wicked and, ricocheted right off. So like I said, that's another reason why I kind of don't like gold, is just because of the movements that it has. But I know a lot of people that trade it, and yeah, they've been very successful with it. So it's definitely something that I want to keep my eye on and, just start to learn. Cool. So we'll go ahead and do daily support and resistance. This is resistance on the daily, and then we'll do support zone down over here, and we'll go down to the 4 hour. The 4 hour looks like we have, man, this mouse is like literally the most shitty mouse ever. So these are like 4 hour zones. As you can see, the current 4 hour is kind of rejecting that zone right there. And yeah, looks like we're just in kind of like a range here on the 30 minutes. So yeah, I would probably look for on gold. Sells are going to be more promising in this point, but buys. Actually, I wouldn't do that. I would do. I would bring that up to probably here or so. And this is what I'd probably be looking for. Buys above this zone. Buys above there. Cool. So this is kind of what I'm going to be looking out for here on gold. Just because that seems to make a little bit more sense, but we'll see what happens here. See if I can kind of watch it and find any like point of entry there. But as I always mention, GJ is like my favorite. I watch it all the time. I traded it for a while now, so definitely what I'm most comfortable with. Cool. Now let's give a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin had a really good close on the week. If you look at the chart here, it had the highest weekly candle close compared to any of the past history. So if you look at this, what I mean is this candle right here. Oh my God. This is honestly insane. Close below above all of these past candles. You see all of these candles, this candle closed above all of them. So I would say that that's a very good confirmation that price is going to continue to move bullish. But like we still have this 63,000 traffic zone, 65,000 traffic zone that is proven to be a rejection point on the lower time frame. So as you can see, the 4 hour is kind of like in a range here. But overall, like if you look at the daily, super, super bullish. If we continue to stay above, 60,000, 59,000, we should definitely, head above 65,000 here in the future. But this has been cool to watch. Played pretty close to my analysis here, as far as, you know, a range in this zone and then break through. So if we range in this zone, just like I have drawn up here, you know, a range here and then break through, that would be amazing. We'll continue bullish and everybody will be happy. And XRP, we did have like a strong, you know, wick to the downside to test this dollar level. So I think if we can stay above here, if we can stay above the dollar level on XRP, then we will continue bullish. But as you can see, we did have a weak bearish weekly candle close. So if we can respect the low but break the high, I think we'll come up here to, you know, $1.32 and maybe onward. But yeah, this is kind of what we're looking at for now. You know, main thing that I trade intraday is GJ, but not until I see, you know, a 30-minute candle close above this zone or a 30-minute candle close below this zone. So for now, this is what we're going to be looking for today. Let me know your feedback. Let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos in the future. Peace.